Welcome to another edition of Friday at 420. My name is Mike Neighbors, your host for the next 40 minutes. We've rounded up some select Hamilton comedians to entertain you over the next 40 minutes, and I know you are going to have an awesome time. So let's get right to it and introduce our panel for this edition of Friday at 420. Way over on my right, the most left-wing guy I know, Patrick Coppolino.
Buongiorno.
Hey, buongiorno, Patrick. Do you consider yourself left, center, right? What are you?
Not politically inclined.
You're not
I don't know what any of those.
Do you fall on the spectrum at all? Are you more inclined to think someone should be executed or not executed? If they commit murder, do we kill them or do we not kill them?
I'm on the fence about that one.
All right, you're in the middle. You're a liberal. Okay, here we go. Hey, right
Speaking
next.
of murder, can I tell you something?
Yeah, oh yeah,
I'm a little
sure.
tired today.
Oh yeah, a little run down, are you? Wow.
No, so my neighbor, one of my neighbors, was blasting either a horror movie or was getting murdered last night.
Oh wow!
And either way, I was just
It
annoyed.
was like super.
It was just screaming, this high pitched, just woman screaming.
That's almost like a Halloween haunted house thing, but
Yeah.
only it wasn't Halloween.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Do you think it was his surround sound? Do you think he's just had like a super crazy surround sound system, was blasting a scary movie? Or?
Yeah, well, yeah, at first I'm like, oh my God, someone's getting murdered, but I'm still too tired to do something about it. Because it's like 4 a.m. And then I realized that you could hear more dialogue and then some music and stuff. So I'm like, oh, it's a movie. But like, who's blasting like a slasher horror movie at 4 a.m?
And if you can afford a sound system that good, why wouldn't you move to a nicer neighborhood, right?
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah, why are you living where I live?
Patrick, always great to catch up with you. Next to him, as usual, right up the gut, it's Mr. Manolis Zontanos.
Buongiorno. Is that what you
Hey, take an E.
T-Connies.
Take an E, my friend. How are you?
Good.
That's
I've
good.
been feeling good lately. And it's weird. Like, you feel good. I'm like, when you like things feel good, and you're like,
you're on a roll, man.
Yeah,
you're on
and
a
you're
roll.
like, oh, something bad's coming.
Oh,
I don't feel that either.
Oh, you don't feel that?
No,
Because
man.
usually that's what haunts you when you are on a roll.
I know.
Is you have this terrible, I've got a feeling like something bad's going to come. There's no way things can go this well for me this long.
Right. So I don't know what's going on, but I'm just going to keep going with it, man.
You know what it is? It's the meditation, man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's totally. It's zenning you
I
out.
forgot about that.
You don't do it anymore?
No, I do it. No, I still do. I forgot. I meditate once a day.
What are you doing?
I just grab different videos from.
Oh, don't ask him what videos.
From the internet.
Don't ask him how he
I've been
meditates because it's totally different
There's
than
this
everybody
guy,
else.
Dr. Dispenza. He's like really cool, knows a lot about the brain, and he has some. He has meditation videos. I listen
Right.
to his. I don't know why that's so funny.
It's like a Marvel villain.
And then or I just listen. I just grab any one. I just 20-minute meditation. I do it once a day.
You know what's funny is that
That's gotta be it, then.
And Dr. Espinoza's book or Espinoza's book or whatever his name is, Dispenza, in his book, when he writes, there's a foreword and it's like, why is this guy so good? It's like, because he knows a lot about the brain and stuff. That's how it describes. I know,
Yeah, that's got to be it, right?
I like the end stuff.
Yeah, and stuff, yeah. Let's say hi to our special guest, shall we? It's a good friend of ours, been a friend of ours for a long time, Mr. Matt Surina.
Hello,
Matthew,
hello.
How are you, my friend?
I'm well. I'm well.
That is awesome. I first got to know you. You were a contestant in when we launched this radio station. We ran a contest called "So You Think You're Funny,"
Yeah.
and you were one of the contestants
Yeah.
in that contest,
Yeah.
and you did a great job.
Thank
and
you.
I thought you were very
Did
funny.
I win?
You didn't win.
Ah.
Mace Scaloni, though. I mean, the guy
Who?
killed it. Mace Scaloni.
It's not
heard of
ringing.
him.
Not
Mace
ringing a
Scaloni
bell.
killed it. Anyway, Matt, you're a very funny dude. I know you've been doing a lot of work with stand-up comedy,
Yeah.
doing your own comedy, working with comedians, and now you started, your own event firm called Hub of the Hammer.
Yeah. This is it's a mix of comedy shows and trivia nights and non-comedy and non-trivia nights. So it's just events in general.
Just a bunch
events that are sometimes
And
comedy. Sometimes
Before we get through today's episode, we're going to talk a little bit about Beer Festival because you're involved in that,
Yeah.
and not just as a drinker of beer. But we will get to that first. We got to get to our game. Let's get it started, shall we, Matt? I'll get you to get up and drop a Plinko puck and decide on your first topic on this edition of Friday at 420. And so glad to have you along. What you don't know is that Matt had to bend over to the Plinko board because he's like 6'9". Number five. This is the first person we've ever had on the show who had to bend over to Plinko. Matt, here's a good question for you. Exercise, yes or no?
You can see me, right?
How do you feel about the exercise? Are you do you worry about it? Do you think about it? Do you do any of it?
No. Like I walk a lot because I don't drive, so I'm a walker. And
all right,
like, my office is like a 20-minute walk.
Oh, that's got to be good, right?
Yeah,
Every day.
I like walking. I'm a walking guy. Anything past that's not for me.
Yeah, you're not going to go to the gym and.
I have a membership. I just don't use it. Like, it's there.
Like so many. I know how many people have a membership and don't use it.
I'll go like once or twice a month.
The gyms live off, right? I mean, that's just gold for them. I'm not talking about gold.
They make their most of their money.
Because that's not you're not using any of their equipment, not taking up any of their space, not doing anything.
Showers.
You're just sending the money.
Yeah.
Because you're doing. Why? Why would you do that? Are you don't want to quit, or you think I'm going to use it more?
Well, I feel like if I want to support local business, I'll just keep giving them business and then not going. So I'm giving my opportunity. I'm giving my space to someone else.
Like, it should be a tax write-off. It's a donation.
I'm a hero, really.
You really are. In your own mind, absolutely.
In everyone's mind.
In everyone's mind. Manolis, exercise, yes or no? I know you meditate.
Exercise, big yes. Meditation just came later as like, that also works, but I've been using like just cardio is the thing that seems to calm my brain down.
Okay. So where do you go to a gym, right?
I go to Good Life.
Okay. And how often do you go?
I probably easily for sure about, believe it or not, 5 days in a week.
Okay.
Yeah. I go like.
How many days are there in a week, Manolis?
7.
Okay, excellent. I just throw a little test out there. That's all. A little tester.
Like, for a second, I was like, wait a minute.
This is like grade 1 all over again.
I was like, oh no, wait a minute. It's been 8 this whole time. That explains everything.
That's why the calendar's so hard to follow.
But I just started this new thing. Like I was always thought I was pretty good at cardio, and then this guy Derek, that runs the gym. He told me about this thing. It's like where people, instead of like doing 30 minutes cardio, you just run a mile on the treadmill as fast as you can, and then you're done for the like cardio.
Oh yeah, so it's like speeding up the process of getting through the workout, right?
And I thought like, okay, I'll try it, and then I did it, and I realized
you just loved it.
Well, not that. No, I hated it because I realized I couldn't breathe. I was like, I couldn't. I was almost losing my breath.
Oh, right.
So then I realized, okay, I'm not. I got to do this now because I'm in worse shape than I thought I was.
Right.
So now I can do a mile on a treadmill. So it's not real running.
Yeah.
But I can do it in 12 minutes, a mile.
Wow.
I'm like done. So done. Afterwards, like you're just like. Like it's
now you realize taking a page from Matt's book over here is that you don't have to pay a gym to be able to run a mile. You can just go and do it outside.
Oh, you could do that, but you could do that, but that would be way harder.
Okay.
To run on the ground
because the treadmill's not like really running.
No, yeah, it's like I have to if
the treadmill's already moving, right?
Yeah, if I stop, then it just throws me.
Oh, sure, yeah, it's dangerous.
But like,
I love that.
And my gym has a sauna, so I like.
Oh, and you do love the sauna.
I love the sauna.
Yeah,
naked.
Everything's
in the sauna.
hot and sweaty and naked. Yeah, I don't know why Manolis would like the sauna. I'm pretty sure nobody else likes to be in there when Manolis is in there. Patrick Coppolino, exercise, yes or no?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. That's the correct answer
I don't
today. Ding, 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 winner.
I don't do cardio, but I do some carbio all the time.
Carbio.
I stay carbohydrated.
Carbo loading, yeah.
But I'm going to start, I think, because we've said before, I'm 30 now and I'm afraid of dying.
Fair. That's fair.
But I thought I was losing weight, and I definitely should not be. Nothing about my lifestyle says I should be losing weight, so that was kind of concerning. But then I weighed myself, and I'm actually 4 pounds more than I
so you were.
The last time I weighed myself.
What gave you the notion you were losing weight? Did you, a pair of pants just all of a sudden were too big?
No, I just noticed it. I've had this bloated gut thing for a while, and then it was just gone. Like my stomach was flat. I felt lighter too, so I'm like, this isn't good.
Felt lighter.
Yeah.
Wow.
Why is that bad?
Because you shouldn't be losing weight for no reason.
Yeah, no, what he's trying
and
to say
I'm tired all the time.
He wasn't doing anything to lose the weight. If he was doing something, then absolutely lose weight.
I like eating.
But
I
you just
eat late at
sit
night
and eat terrible things at terrible
times. I thought I was
times.
losing weight, but shockingly, I've only gained 4 pounds.
So you're not that. It hasn't gotten out of hand.
I'm
yet.
glad I was relieved to see I was not losing.
Manolis, get up there and drop Plinko puck, my friend. Come on, here we go. Let's get another topic going. Friday at 4:20. Matt Surina, our special guest, hub of the Hammer. Running events all over this great city. Number four, here we go. Topic number 4 for Manolis Zontanos. Do you collect anything? Do you collect anything? Is there anything that you like to collect that you would go out of your way to collect?
Yes, I do. I do like collecting. I like collecting albums, vinyl.
Okay.
But a couple other things I'm trying to think.
You collect odd albums, but you do that for somebody else, don't you?
I collect.
Do you
I'll
keep those
find,
for yourself, or?
I find interesting albums that I think Devin Bateson
Right.
can sample from. He just actually made an album that has he recorded me talking for like 10 minutes. I answered a bunch of questions, and he's putting it through the beats that he's made on this album called Manolis. What's it called?
Manolis Reflections or something, or conversation with
Manolis or something like that. Hang on 2 seconds.
You don't even know what your own album's called.
I know,
wow.
right?
This is what we're working with here, Matt.
Relaxation with Manolis.
Conversation relaxation with Manolis.
Yeah, Devin Bateson.
And so it's you talking, and he's put beats to it.
Yeah, it's pretty dope.
And has he used some of the samples from some of the weird albums you've found for him? And
yes,
stuff? Okay,
definitely. Yes, and
cool.
But I like albums with like hot girls on the cover. I love.
Yeah, this album has you on the cover kissing a tree or something.
Yes.
Okay.
That's pretty hot though.
That's pretty hot. No, but you know those
if you're an arborist.
You find albums that are like from like the 70s or whatever, but it's like an orchestra.
Yeah.
It's like if there's a hot chicks on the cover, it means the album sucks.
Oh.
So they put there's like these boring albums, and we're like, no one's buying this. So they start putting hot girls on the covers of these albums.
Yeah.
Right.
And they're so I think they're very artistic.
My dad had it was an album by it was a 60s band because they were called the Ventures, and they were an instrumental band. They didn't all their hits were instrumentals. They did the Hawaii 5-0 theme was one of their big hits. So and I remember my dad had this album, and it was like a double album where it opened up.
Yeah, okay.
And the whole inside was this woman in a bikini, like as close up as I'd ever seen a woman in a bikini. And it was my favorite album for years. It was so hot. And I didn't even know who the Ventures were or care.
Exactly.
I didn't. Why don't we have a sexy girl on your album?
Well, I'll see how I look in a bikini. I'll
keep meditating. Keep meditating.
Keep meditating. Yeah, keep on it. Where were we? I lost my point. Collecting. You collecting anything, Patrick?
Well, for a while, I unintentionally collected my beard hair.
Oh, wow.
Because I didn't want to get it in the sink, so I'd put a big shoebox on the sink, and I'd shave into it, like and let all the hair fall into it, and then I'm like, well, I could throw it out, or I could just
see how much I could get,
and then Lindsay found it.
Was it a pretty good?
Out.
Did you have a pretty good collection by the time you found it?
Yeah, it was pretty good.
It was all your red beard hair.
Yeah. It was creepy, but
that is. Is there anything you collect that other people might like to collect?
Nothing.
Really. No, you've never been
a
collector. Did you? Yeah, what'd you collect when you were a kid?
Dogs and Pokemon cards.
Okay,
and stuff,
yeah, figurines or anything like that, or no, video games.
I was huge into video games when I was younger, but
did you? Because
I never.
A lot of collectors will collect and like look at their collection and put it safely someplace. You don't have anything like that.
I don't think so.
No. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. Matt Surina. Anything you collect? Do you
similar to what Patrick was saying? Patrick's beard hair.
Oh, really? Hey, that's kind of weird.
I had Lindsay made me give it away.
Yeah.
So
I got a lot of it.
That is awesome.
I'm pretty sure it's authentic. I don't know though.
Yeah, you think he might have mocked some of it up?
eBay.
It was eBay.
Yeah.
It was expensive.
Yeah, I mean.
Oh, of course. It was Patrick's beard hair.
Hard to grow.
Absolutely, yeah. Is there anything else that you've collected over the years?
I used to collect Kiss bootlegs.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Mostly off eBay. This is like before MP3s.
And before you could just steal everything. That was awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Why Kiss and why Kiss boot? Like obviously you were in the Kiss Army.
Not officially.
Okay.
No, I didn't get drafted. No, I don't know.
A battle.
No, yeah.
Did you ever go to a concert wearing makeup?
No.
Okay, so you weren't that big of a Kiss fan, but you loved the bootlegs.
I was that weird kid that liked Kiss for the music.
Oh, okay.
Like the image thing was I like the music, but the image stuff was cool. But I was that weird kind of like subsection of people that like the non-makeup years.
And the music was the be all and end all.
Yeah,
and so
huge
the
Kiss
bootlegs
fan.
were these like live versions of songs, and they do different things that you don't always hear.
Yeah,
very cool, man.
I was lucky enough to talk to Gene Simmons in front of the Laugh Factory in L.A.
Okay.
And his wife for like 10 minutes because they came to a show. to see Russell Peters perform.
Right.
So I just went out to have a cigarette, and they hadn't left yet, and I just like awkwardly started talking to him because I didn't know what to do because it was weird.
Yeah.
And then ended up being a great conversation, and he's got a reputation. I've heard that he can be a dick a bit.
Right.
He was amazing.
Super nice. He had no reason to be a.
I don't know. It was,
jerk to you.
and his wife was like so cool.
Yeah.
I think his wife was probably cooler than him actually, but.
Yeah, have you heard Bert Kreischer's story about him?
Yeah, that's Bert Kreischer. That's why I bring it up. But like, Bert Kreischer's got a horrible story with Gene Simmons.
Oh, really? Well,
I think I was just lucky. I guess
Well, it just depends, right? I mean, it's also when you live your life as a celebrity for so many years, there's going to be people who rub you the wrong way. I know a guy who's just like a local celebrity. I'm not going to get into names, but there was like Facebook stories about this guy that he was never involved in. People made stuff up. He butt in front of me in a line at Best Buy, and he's like such an arrogant jerk. And it's like the dude's like, I've never even been to a Best Buy. Like, and people make up stuff.
Yeah.
That if they, for some reason, got it in their system that they don't like you or they don't like the cut of your jib, and he's like, we went through these Facebook posts and going, wait, some of this stuff, some of it was he walked in, he didn't, do whatever you thought he should do when he saw you, so he's arrogant. But this one was like people are making stuff up.
Gene Simmons went up to Russell to say hi, to say thank you for like inviting him to the show. Just as he's about to say hi to him, someone steps between the two of them, this girl, and says, "Excuse me, can you do me a favor and take a picture of me and Russell?" Didn't know it was Gene Simmons.
Oh yeah,
and he did it.
Sure.
Yeah, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe Bert just had an off day with him. I don't know.
No, there's a few times he was like, it wasn't just like they met. They were like supposed to be working together.
I know the story, but it's just Bert. You mean other people too?
I heard him telling the story to someone else, and they were like, "Oh, thank God you said it first, because like, yeah, he was a dick to me too."
Oh, okay. Well, now we have confirmation. Matt,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say, here's the weird part: is I never really liked Kiss music, and yet got dragged to a Kiss show years and years ago, and it was one of the best shows I'd ever seen. Man.
Which show?
And I
was
wasn't
it?
even a huge Kiss fan.
Well, what year was it?
Oh my God, Maple Leaf Gardens. Early 80s, somewhere in there. Maybe 80, 81, something like that.
Okay.
Maple Leaf Garden show. And I was blown away. Ace Frehley, guitar goes shooting up to the ceiling. The drum, Peter Criss was still with the band. The drum comes out, and it's like turning and stuff.
I'm trying to piece together when the show was.
Okay, yeah. It was, what did I say? I don't know, maybe Christmas time-ish?
I don't mean the month. I mean the year.
Oh,
I don't know the months they perform.
Christmas. Which Christmas, man?
Christmas time-ish. All right, let's get.
Can I say one thing?
Yeah, okay.
Russell's actually a huge Russell Peters, huge Kiss fan. That's why he was there.
That's why he was there. Loves Gene Simmons too.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Which I was surprised.
Russell never had a problem with Gene Simmons, like your friend Bert. Drop a puck.
Pressure. Is it mine?
Drop a puck. I don't know. Who's collectors? Who had collectors? I think that was Manolis. Okay, Manolis just dropped it for Patrick. Patrick's number is
2.
Number 2 on Friday at 4:20 with Matt Surina, hub of the Hammer. What makes you crazy? Right off the top of your head, what makes you crazy, Patrick Coppolino?
Manolis.
All right, excellent. Manolis, what makes you crazy?
How much of an idiot Patrick is.
Wow, Matt Surina, go. What makes you crazy? Everybody's already selected.
They said what I was going to say.
Do I make fun of the host? I don't know.
Your cowboy havoc. I don't know. Top of my head, I don't know.
First time someone's mentioned my cowboy hat, man. Wow.
Today? Or?
Here. Can I say another? Can I have another crazy thing? I don't get. I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good with my anger, but I don't like if I'm not. You know why? If I'm on the highway and I'm not in the passing lane, I'm not in the far left lane. I'm in one of the other lanes. Why are you riding my butt? Why are you riding? Can I say ass?
Sure.
Yeah. Why are you riding my ass?
Yeah.
If I'm not in the, like, I get it. If I'm in the fast lane and I'm doing $120.
Yep.
And I'm holding up traffic.
And you're holding me up. Then you
I
can
get it.
understand.
Right, my ass. But
Right.
I'm not in that lane.
No.
So what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Come on, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like I always think like, what do you like? If we were not in the car, you would just be standing beside me in the elevator.
Just like right up against you.
Yeah,
Just
like,
like go get out of the
away.
elevator.
I gave up the passing lane because I don't like people up my butt.
So you can go there.
Yeah, go run.
You know
Run
what?
free.
This isn't something that makes me crazy, but it was something that I thought to myself, and I was actually, and it was so weird because I was disappointed in myself. And I was driving down a highway. I was driving down the link, And just as I got to my exit, suddenly the traffic jammed up. And you could see it was jammed for a long time. Like it was just brake lights not moving at all. But I had just gotten to my exit, and I was happy. I was like, oh, look at that. Oh, thank God. And then I felt bad for all the people who were stuck in traffic, and I felt bad for being happy at their expense.
Well, I think you're happy you just got out of there.
Yeah.
I think you're normal.
It's pretty normal to be happy that you're
shaming myself.
Oh.
You're so Canadian.
I felt bad for
You wanted to go and give them all waters.
I didn't want to. Yeah, I just felt bad that I felt happy at their expense.
Wow.
All right, let's. Whose turn is it now? Really, it's Matt's.
I'll go.
Matt Surina, get up there. Drop a Plinko puck Friday at 4:20 with our good friend Matt Surina of Hub of the Hammer. Putting on all kinds of shows, doing some great work in our local community to put on comedy shows and other kinds of shows. Matt, before we get to your what topic number?
Number one.
Number one. Okay, yep, number one. I just want to talk about something you had done for a while.
Yeah.
I know it's on hiatus or whatever. You might do it again, but you organize shows for first-time comics, people who never had a chance to get on stage.
Yeah.
And it was a safe space, right? It was a place where they knew they could get up and they weren't going to be heckled or made fun of and stuff like that. I thought that was just such a cool idea.
Yeah, it was fun.
And such a really cool thing to do for so many people who'd love to try this.
Mm-hmm.
Think maybe, and they won't know, right? Until they try it if they really got the bug or not. And you must have had great deal of satisfaction in helping create this space for people.
Yeah, it ran for about 3 years. It was a lot of fun. There was satisfaction, but there was a lot of shame.
Oh, yeah.
Like sometimes you give someone a microphone and say, you can say what you want and no one's going to stop you.
Right.
And you want to stop them.
Yeah,
Sometimes people just take that and they run with it and they just run too fast, too far.
Okay.
But you can't say anything because that's the rule. And then everyone's got to work harder to kind of bring the show back up.
Right.
But
was there something that you saw on a regular basis? I know we have people listen to Funny 820 or listen to Friday at 420, and they think, man, one day I'd like to try that. And we've told them, get in touch with Patrick at Levity Comedy Club, Amateur Night, and if you think you want to give it a shot, give it a shot. I mean, all of us in this room have done it. I only done it a couple of times because it wasn't for me.
Right.
But we all tried it. And I would encourage anyone to try it. But what would be the lessons that you kind of learned from watching a whole bunch of people try it for the first time?
I think you can't treat that show as how shows are run. I think some people thought that's what comedy was, that it's a place where no one can tell you you're bad and to stop saying words.
Oh, okay.
I think just take your time writing. I think you're not going to find your voice till a couple of years in.
Yeah,
So don't write off that.
Was that kind of the mistake that you saw, that people were trying to be Seinfeld out of the gate or something, or
I would appreciate it more if they tried to be Seinfeld. A lot of the time, people just tried to be edgy, like they'd say something to back themselves into a corner.
Andrew Dice Clay.
Yeah,
out of
but
the
they'd
gate
forget to write the joke that gets everyone back on their side. So it's just 5 minutes of hate speech.
Yeah.
And then, my time's up. Like, it's such a short period of time. Like, do you really want to tackle abortion for your first 3 minutes on stage?
Oh, wow. Man. And somebody thought that was a good idea.
They want to be like the people they see. They want to be like their heroes, but they don't. It takes a lot of guts to talk about.
So keep it simple.
Things. Yeah.
If you can, it doesn't suit all types of humor, but if you can, talk about yourself. Make fun of yourself. That's certainly a certain way to get the audience to keep from hating you.
I make fun of you every time I go on stage. It's a good rule.
Yeah, yes.
I target you directly.
Yeah, that's awesome. Patrick, you got something you want to share on this? You've worked with amateurs for so long now, and people just starting out. When we've given some advice like this before on the show, but it always helps to reinforce some of that. If somebody wants to try this, what would your advice be?
Just get up and do it.
Yeah.
But I don't know if Matt's dealt with this either. But my pet peeve with that is a lot of them will come off stage and expect some sort of mentorship now.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I get it to an extent. If they, hey, what did you think, or do you have any advice? That's one thing. But then there's some, I don't know how to explain it, but there's different kinds of first timers.
It's like you're taking all the first timers under your wing and now working with them.
Yeah, it's we'll
like you don't have your own
space
thing to do.
You kind of got to figure it out. They're kind of just what's the next step? I have people that'll go up and do amateur night for their first time, and like they bring a lot of their friends, so they do well.
Yeah.
Regular,
Yeah.
And then they come off, and then they get asked, "How do we get on the weekends?"
Yeah. Oh,
Like you've done one set. Some comics work for like 5 years. They've never done a weekend.
Yeah. This expectations, trying to run before they walk and all those kinds of things. And traditionally, I know you guys probably agree with this. Traditionally, everybody does fairly okay the first time.
Like the thing with first timers is if they kind of don't do so hot material wise, it's a small room. Their friends and family are there cheering them on. So it kind of gives the idea.
It feels like it's good anyway.
It encourages them to keep running with this train, and it's not necessarily going to be like that when you're in front of like an actual crowd.
That's funny because I know the club used to encourage you to bring. Right, if you were going to be on amateur night, you were encouraged to bring guests.
The former club used to.
The former club used to do that. But I still refuse. Nobody I know ever saw me do stand-up comedy.
Mm-hmm.
I never let anybody know I was doing it. I didn't bring anyone. I thought if I'm going to die of shame, it's going to be a very personal journey.
That's kind of like the double-edged sword of like doing stand-up is that your first few months, your friends and family are going to support the hell out of you when you're not good.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
By the
And
time you
burn
get
them
to a
out.
point where you want to see them, well, they've already come to every single one of your shows when you were bad. And you're like waiting your arms. No, I've gotten better. I've gotten better.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, I'm good. I'm good.
I know for sure. I still have family to this day that saw me 10 years ago when I was starting.
Yeah.
And then they're like, they just think that's what I'm still doing.
They see you at family
So they're
dinner,
just
right?
like,
They're-
you still doing that?
Are you still doing the comedy?
thing?"
It's like, because he wasn't very good.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like, wow, he's
Yeah.
you're still sticking with it, eh? You think it's going somewhere? That's funny, eh? Yeah, I know. It's funny working on the radio, too, because, I mean, when you're on the radio all the time, people have all kinds of judgments about you, and it's kind of just a weird thing that you have to live with, right? I mean, they just make up stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They think things about you that aren't necessarily true, and I always get, the best one I always get is, wow, you're a lot skinnier than I thought. I don't know what it's like, wow. It's nice, but what does that mean?
I don't know what the picture.
Well, you know what I look like now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna blow. It's gonna blow Manolis' mind. All right, we had number one was the topic for Mr. Matthew Surina in this edition of Friday at 420. Best fast food burger. So not a specialty
now
place.
we're talking, okay.
Not a specialty place. Just the plain old fast food joints you'll find in every city across the country. Best one.
Oh, does it have to be like a burger, like a
All
chicken?
right, whatever you think.
Junior
Yeah.
chicken. Hands
Junior
down,
chicken.
Junior chicken.
I had my first junior chicken just last Saturday night.
That's not living.
I'd
First
never
time?
had a junior
Oh.
chicken before.
That or the cheeseburger dressed like a mac. Both of those are pretty good.
Now that's interesting too, right? Because a lot of people don't know that you can order a cheeseburger and have the special mac sauce put on it.
They might charge a bit extra, but it's worth it.
Yeah. So when you order, you go a cheeseburger dressed like a mac. Is that what
all you got to do.
Is that what you say?
All you got to say.
That's.
Or you can
Have
just
Have you ever messed with that?
Yeah, or you could just
You guys
ask.
mess with the order.
But if you ask for the mac sauce, they'll give you a package and then you don't have to pay for it. If you,
Yeah, okay.
you can do it that way too.
I'm so lame that when a restaurant presents its menu, I don't change a thing. Like in my mind, I'm thinking, well, they think that's the best way to serve it, so that's the way I'm going to eat it.
They know what they're doing.
Well, yeah, exactly. So why would I mess with a burger?
They're the chef. Who am I?
I think the problem is there's so many choices now to change the order now that you go to McDonald's. It
makes them
forever.
crazy.
It's forever. You go drive-in, like you try to get drive-through. I don't know why the word through. I've been drunk. I'm drunk.
I've been drunk.
I've been drunk. I've been drunk. I've been drinking.
He doesn't even know he has a drinking problem. Whatever.
I don't have. Listen.
It's like the least of his
It's
problems.
that 45-minute wait. What was the question? What are we?
You were at a drive-through. What happened at the
what's the
drive-through?
question?
What's
It
your
says
best burger?
Oh,
Best,
I like
best fast food burger.
Tally Ho.
Well, that's not a chain. I want a chain.
Oh, you want a chain?
Yeah, Tally Ho's
Okay.
great. And listen, and
Wendy's-
props, and we give props to local businesses. We always support the local first. We have that belief. I know, Matt Surina, you have that belief. Community, local first. But I just wanted a chain burger. What do you think of chain burger?
Tally Ho. Sorry, not Tally. Oh, Wendy's number 4. What's number 4? Baconator. Or whatever.
The Baconator.
Oh,
Yeah.
Big Bacon Classic?
Oh.
I don't know what's number 4. I don't know.
Yeah, one of those
Number
two.
4. Just even.
It's number. I always get number 4.
Yeah, get number 4, please. I'm sure someone can call into the station who works at Wendy's. That'd be awesome. What's the number 4 at Wendy's? Patrick, you're a foodie. What's your
I
best?
just like food.
Your best. I know. What's your best chain burger?
Harvey's.
Harvey's.
It's always been my favorite.
Nice. Harvey's is good.
Yeah, it's the closest to like a barbecue burger you're gonna get.
You know what you do at Harvey's? Now this is interesting. Go through the drive-thru at Harvey's, order the number 4, and ask for it dressed like a Mac. That'll blow their minds. We are living the dream now, kids. All right, whose turn is it to drop a Plinko puck?
Mine?
Manolis.
It's Friday at 4:20. Matt Surina, our special guest. So glad you could be along with us to enjoy the ride as we head into the weekend.
5.
Number 5. We did number 5.
11.
Give me something better.
11.
11. Oh, I love 11. 11 is single, 2 singles together. Would you ride a motorcycle? Have you ever considered, have you ever ridden, and would you consider being a motorcyclist in the future?
I owned a motorcycle for 10 years.
10 years. What kind? Like, it was a serious motorcycle, or was it a moped that you called a motorcycle?
For my first one was, I think it was like a.
As I know you had a unicycle. You didn't call that your motorcycle, did you?
I think it was like a 450 Nighthawk.
Oh, okay, like a Nighthawk 450. Okay, that's a real motorcycle. Sure.
Okay. And the guy was a genius. So I got it real. It was really cheap, and the guy's like, okay, just let me know when you're coming to pick it up, right? Because I already tested it once. I'm like, okay. And he was driving around the block, and then and then he's like, I just want to take it for one last ride. And then after a couple days, like I think it was the next day, literally, the starter didn't work. So he sold me a bike with no starter.
Right.
So because it's a motorcycle, you can just put it in first gear.
You
bump start it. So once it was warm, the starter would work.
Okay.
So every time I wanted to use my motorcycle, I had to run down the street because I just accepted it. So the next 2 years, you'd always see me like, see you later, guys. And I'd run beside my bike, jump onto it, and pop it into first gear, and boom, and then take off. Like it was like the 1800s. Like it was hilarious.
Well, when I was 18 years old, a buddy of mine had a car that had to be pushed down a hill to start. And he would only park when he was on a hill. So he would park 2 miles away from the party.
It was a standard.
So it was on a hill. It was
no
a standard.
starter.
No. And then he would say to buddies, get in, push. And we'd push, and then we'd dive in the car.
What was he? That just didn't have the money for it?
He just didn't have the money, and he had to get around, man.
I just didn't even look into it. I didn't want to put money into this bike. And then I bought a Yamaha Virago 750. I had that for years.
That's a real bike, too.
Yeah,
so you were a real motorcyclist.
Yeah,
so would you get a motorcycle again in the future? Would you consider?
Only if I was financially I could afford it, and just to drive in like country roads and stuff. It's just too dangerous out there now.
You love going for a cruise.
I love driving a bike.
Yeah,
I just think it's city driving is just too dangerous.
Insane, right?
That's part of the reason I gave it up. It was just too many. I get cut off once a day.
Yeah. Patty C, what do you got for me? Are you a motorcyclist? Would you be a motorcyclist? Does it engage you at all?
I have put a hockey card in the back of my bike spokes.
To make
the closest
classic
I've been.
motorcycle noise.
I would get a moped for sure before a motorcycle.
Or like an e-bike or something like that, where you could just scoot around on the e-bike.
But motorcycles are every time I hear about someone getting in a nasty accident and probably dying in a motorcycle accident, I'm always like, of course you did.
Yeah. You don't have a lot of protection there.
Yeah.
No seatbelt.
No. And I agree with Manolis. It's gotten crazier out on the road. So, I mean, even you, Matt, as a pedestrian, I know there's lots of concern downtown Hamilton about pedestrians. And the cars are just flying around and turning corners, and people aren't paying attention. It's like, you got to be super careful being a pedestrian.
The trick is I wear headphones.
That
way the sounds don't bother me.
You have no idea.
Yeah, I'm good.
I don't know they're
just
coming.
zone out.
Would you ride a motorcycle? You and I have the same issue, which is we're very limmy people. We're super tall. And I always just kind of think I would look like a bit of a tool on a motorcycle. What's your take on that?
I'm confident I can't ride a bike. Like growing up, I know I could ride a bike as a kid, then I just stopped. And
that's it.
My balance is horrid. I don't know if it's the height or just what it is.
Yeah.
I just, no.
The vertigo, whatever.
Yeah.
And so no to a motorcycle.
No to anything that involves
motorization.
Yeah, balance.
I think bicycles should be allowed to ride on the sidewalk because it's safer.
Well, we got all the bike lanes, man.
Well, not everywhere.
Well, just about everywhere now.
Not everywhere.
Well, not where you live.
Yeah. I mean, I think it should just be like if there's a sidewalk and it's not being used, you should use your bicycle on it.
In your neighborhood, they're suddenly going, should we build bike lanes? It's like what? For the kids stealing bikes? No.
Or motorcycles should be allowed on the sidewalks, I think also.
Oh, there you go. Let's just free for all.
Yeah.
Whose turn is it to Plinko? We got time for one more topic before we get into a little
What? Are we?
well, a little discussion with Matt about Hub and the Hammer and Beer
Oh, yeah.
Festival. What do we got? Let's do 12. Let's do 12?
It was 5 again and 11.
Oh, excellent. Let's do 12. But before that, let's talk about Hub of the Hammer. You guys, so you create some events just out of thin air, which is really cool.
Yeah.
And then you also are working with other groups who are running events. So if I, for instance, was thinking I wanted to have an event, or maybe I'm already involved with a group and we're doing, I could reach out to you and get some help on reaching the Hamilton community, right?
Yeah, what do you want to do?
Yeah, well, I'm not me personally.
You
I'm
pitching
thinking,
me? What do you got?
I think it's somebody who's listening
Okay.
who may want to, push an event or get an event going and maybe need some help. They can reach out to you.
I'm
right?
not going to say I'm at 283 Main Street West. I'm not going to
No,
promote myself
not
like that.
at all. Nothing like that.
No,
Hub of the
no.
Hammer on the internet, probably.
Monday,
right?
Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, 9:30 to 4:30.
Yeah,
I'm not going to say all
like
that.
right there.
Yeah, no.
To answer the phone and answer your questions.
Parking
What
spot
do you
in the
do
back.
on Wednesdays?
I'm out of office. That's my time. That's my time. It's personal.
Wednesdays, baby. That's the day.
I want to know what you're doing.
That's the day.
Come see me.
Talk to me about Beer Festival.
What's the date today?
What is
It's a
the
Friday.
date? Yeah, it's
What's
a
the
Friday.
date
Friday
today?
at 4:20. We're not sure when this will air. So
All right, so I can tell
let's
you
just take
about
a shot.
I can tell you about a festival that's coming up or already happened and was great.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was and is on December the 7th,
Oh, December the 7th.
and you should go. And we had a great time.
We had an awesome
was a
time.
good-
that
that
was
was fun.
fabulous.
I'm not-
I had a lot of
It
fun.
was
Yeah,
a super cool
so
event.
drunk. I
We
was so
loved
drunk.
it, and it's coming up.
Yes, it is coming up.
I Heart Beer and Mac and Cheese.
I Heart Beer Mac and Cheese.
I Heart Beer and Mac and Cheese.
And
We've
mac and
got
cheese.
18 beer vendors and 12 food vendors.
You know what we're going to do? I'm just going to make an audio right here. We're going to run this before that date. Okay, so now it's coming up.
All right, it's
Excellent.
coming up.
Woo! Get out there and support it,
I'm going to
man.
have so much fun.
It's either
He's gonna be
tomorrow
so
or-
drunk.
Beer and Mac and Cheese Festival or something?
Yeah.
We got it all going on. Where's it being held?
The Hamilton Convention Center.
The Hamilton Convention Center. Make sure you get out and support it. I know Manolis will be there. He'll be drunk.
Oh, of course.
Patrick will be there to
Yeah.
eat the food because he loves food.
Food's
Big
there.
foodie.
Handing out 2-for-1s for
Yeah.
Liberty Comedy Club and Lounge.
Yeah. Yeah, he will. And I won't be there because it costs a lot of money to get me to go places. All right. Let's finish up with this topic. Favorite pudding. Matt Surina, go. No, don't leave. No.
Favorite pudding.
Favorite pudding.
Favorite pudding?
Yes.
The hell?
That's our
I thought he was-
final topic.
I thought he was leaving.
No.
I know, he
My
th-
favorite pudding. How many
like,
puddings
that's
are
it.
there?
There's all kinds of pudding
You got
flavors.
chocolate, vanilla, tapioca. What else am I
Yeah,
missing?
oh yeah, you got caramel, but butterscotch.
Oh, yeah,
you
okay,
got,
there's
you
quite a
know,
bit.
you got bread pudding, there's
Rice
all kinds
pudding?
of rice pudding. Oh, there's lots of
Tally
pudding.
Tally ho pudding.
Yeah, tally ho.
Tally-ho pudding?
They got a lot of
It's
plugs.
gravy, but they tell him it's pudding.
Favorite pudding?
Chocolate's fine.
Just chocolate. Just going straight
Yeah.
up chocolate.
yeah.
You know what I like? I like the warm chocolate pudding, and then you put in a couple of big scoops of vanilla ice cream.
Ooh,
now, there is
okay.
some gold, my friend.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah, okay, I'll set you up. Manolis, favorite pudding?
Vanilla,
Sure, vanilla's a flavor.
and then I like putting some raisins in there.
Oh,
Yeah.
Get your fruit for the day.
Yeah, and then put some honey, and then eat the.
I don't like how sensual you were saying all of this.
I feel like he's talking about yogurt.
That was super.
You're talking about yogurt? You don't put honey on pudding.
You're talking about yogurt.
I know. I put honey on everything.
No, you're
Raisins
talking about
and
yogurt.
honey. Yeah,
He doesn't-
yogurt.
He thought yogurt was pudding.
It's the same
No,
thing,
it's
man.
not.
How is it the same
Not
thing?
even close.
How is it the same thing?
They both digest in your stomach.
Everything digests in your stomach.
Oh,
You know, you ever had that cheeseburger pudding from
I-
Wendy's?
I put
Number
honey
4.
on my hamburgers.
I am so glad you called him out on that, Patrick, because Matt was uncomfortable with the sensual way that he described his creation. I was
even the raisins, like I like raisins, but raisins in pudding?
I didn't. It seemed weird to me. You know what's really good in vanilla pudding? Strawberries. Strawberries in vanilla pudding is excellent.
I do that too. I do that too.
Strawberries. That's your yogurt again. Stop confusing your yogurt and pudding. Patrick Coppolino, best pudding
Hands
flavor.
down, chocolate.
Your chocolate
They
too.
they shouldn't
That's good.
make any other kind.
Really?
Yeah, chocolate's the only
No
pudding.
butterscotch, man.
What about pudding pops? Do you like pudding pops?
Pudding pops. Pudding pops. Love pudding pop. Who doesn't love a pudding pop? Except Manolis. He likes the yogurt pops. Yeah, give me a yogurt pop. Matt Surina, how do we find out more about Hub of the Hammer and all the things you're doing? How do we follow you on the social medias?
Facebook.com/Hub of the Hammer. Same for Instagram, but instead of Facebook, it's Instagram, Twitter.
Hub of the Hammer is the best way to follow you on those social media.
And that's .com as well.
And that's where you keep everybody up to date on the events that you're involved with.
Yep.
And if you want to reach out to Matt yourself and bring your event to him for his help, Hub of the Hammer. Matt Surina, thank you so much for being here, man. We appreciate it.
Hooray.
Awesome. What do you want to say
I
there,
got
Manoli?
two things I want to say. I recently did a gig at this place called Lionheart British Pub.
Okay.
In Mississauga.
Excellent.
And
great place.
Great place. The owner named Adam, I found out after the show, is a fan of our show.
Oh, fantastic.
So I told him I give him a plug and thank you.
Thank you, Adam. Lionheart Pub in Mississauga. Please go out there. And when do they do their comedy shows?
They do a once a month comedy show.
Once a month comedy show.
Thursdays there. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yuck Yuck show. It's a 3221 Daryl, what I don't know, Derry Road. Derry Road. I should have known how to say that. But
It's funny because yogurt's dairy too.
It's all coming together. And
it's all working out here.
The
Matt.
last thing I want to say is so thank you for listening. All our episodes are now on SoundCloud, iTunes.
If you go to Spotify or you go to iTunes or SoundCloud and you Google or type in the search bar Friday at 4:20.
Also YouTube.
There's like 69 episodes or something?
69 episodes up so far.
That's right. That's where Manolis wanted to stop, was at 69 because he thought it made him laugh.
I got a horny.
It was funny. That's as far as he got, and then he had to go to a porn site. Patrick Coppolino, talk to me about Levity Comedy Club.
Levity Comedy Club and Lounge, downtown Hamilton. We've got a lot of really fun shows coming up. We've got all the shows in December. And then the New Year's Eve, we're doing a dinner and show. Champagne toast at midnight. Like the show's going to go till like just before midnight.
Yeah.
So we're going to do a champagne toast and have a little party.
Excellent. So if you're looking for plans for you and some friends for New Year's Eve and you don't want to have a house party and have them trash it, come trash
and it's
Patrick's house party at Levity.
Yeah. We're doing like a prime rib buffet.
Nice.
So you can do dinner and show, $75. That's all in, taxes in.
Okay.
Or just the show for $35.
LevityComedyClub.com. All the details on the upcoming shows and events there.
I also want to mention Eric Griffin's coming.
Eric Griffin's coming Valentine's.
We've got a really fun Frank Sinatra and Dean Martin tribute show.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
I didn't know those guys did stand-up. That's wild. It's going to be a wild night, man.
It's going to be fun.
Thank you. A wild afternoon with you folks. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. And thank you to you for listening to our little show Friday at 4:20. We appreciate it. Remember to check it out online if you get a chance on any of your favorite streaming services. And until we get a chance to talk to you again in 7 days, have an awesome weekend.